Hi everyone, I'm Nail and welcome to Simply Nail. This is a channel about many things, but primarily about my dreadlock journey. I'm celebrating 20 years, and also I love to crochet, and I'm a crochet fiber artist, and I'm a jewelry designer. So that's what this channel is all about. If this is your first time watching, as you probably noticed, I'm not going to be talking about crochet right now. I'm going to be talking about my dreadlock journey. And I'm going to, as I said before, I've been in this game for about 20 years. And I've learned a lot. I've made a lot of mistakes along the way. But I've gained a wealth of information. And that's the wonderful thing about this journey of being a human being, is that you gain a wealth of information through trial and error and different experiences, and your mission, your purpose in life is also to pass that information on to the next generation. So I want to pass that information on to you. When I started dreadlocking my hair, or locking my hair, when I began that journey, it was 20 years ago. It was 2002. And there was no such thing as a Facebook group. There wasn't even a Facebook in 2002. Not only that, there was no YouTube. There weren't any YouTube groups. There weren't, I should say, what am I talking about? YouTube groups. There weren't any YouTubers who were, on the journey or beginning their journey like me. And so I didn't have any type of, I didn't have any real place to do research. The only thing that I could do is when I bumped into people who, were kind and who were receptive at me asking questions about their locks. That was the way I gained information. One of the people that I gained a lot of information from was my best friend's aunt, Jendai. And she had the most beautiful locks, just beautiful. And between her and another friend of mine, whose aunt also had, a wonderful set of healthy locks, I was able to gain a lot of information about this journey. When I first embarked on this journey as a Locknista, I did a lot of research on how to start locks, how to maintain them. And when you're asking different people, it's a basic, you take the advice. I should say you listen to the advice, and then you experiment, and whatever works for you, you apply it to yourself, and what doesn't work, you throw it out the window, right? And that's how it was for me. So I gained a lot of information, and I was able to pass that information on to other people who were starting their journey. And coming on 20 years, I have found that now that there are Facebook groups dedicated to the lock lifestyle, and now that there are YouTubers who are giving tutorials and advice about this journey, I noticed that while I was really excited to see it, I noticed that there is a lot of bad advice out there. It's almost like the blind are leading the blind. And I don't want to knock anyone's business as far as, trying to, stack that dough. I get it. I understand. But, for those who are really sincere about this journey and really want information about how to enjoy and have a successful lifestyle with dreadlocks, I find that maybe this is the spot I need to step in to give some sage advice on how to maintain your locks, how to start your locks, what to do if you find yourself in a situation where there's lint in your locks, things of that nature. Drop down in the comments and ask a question, and I'll answer it to the best of my knowledge. So today we're going to talk about lock maintenance and maintenance, and primarily washing and keeping your hair moisturized and all of those great things. I think I've spoke about this before. I'm not sure, but I find it very important to it's if I'm overemphasizing this, I'm sorry, because I see a lot of videos, and I go into these Facebook groups, and people are saying, well, I wash my hair every week. I wash my hair every other week. I condition my hair. I do this and that and the other. There was a time when people were putting sea breeze astringent on their scalp. I just never understood that. There are people who are putting Dawn dishwashing liquid in their hair to wash their hair. There are a lot of people who are detoxing their hair, detoxing their locks, which is another thing I don't really understand. But let me just share with you what I do and what my routine is. I am what some people may call a freeformer, which means I really do not retwist my hair often. I retwist my hair perhaps every 6 months to a year. And if I really need to retwist it, I'm only going to retwist the front of my hair. Nothing more than that. Just the front. And maybe the top, depending on if there's a specific style that I am trying to get into. But in general, as a rule, I really do not wash my hair too often, and I keep it, I have a hat, a crochet hat, that slouchy hat that I wear, and I keep my hair covered a lot. So I really don't have to wash my hair as often as some. But I think that some of the methods that we're using to wash our locks can be detrimental to our locks. It can be detrimental to our scalp. And one of those things is, using, and I'm guessing that it has to also, the point of the matter is what your lifestyle truly entails. How do you see yourself wearing dreadlocks? Are you see, I'm an artist, and I'm inside of my tiny studio, and for me, my journey is a little different. I'm not outside a lot. I should go to the gym, but since we're in the middle of a panorama, I don't go to the gym, so I'm not getting sweaty or any. Well, I'll take that back. I am a woman of a certain age, and so I have hot flashes. So I go through hot flashes a lot, and hot flashes are something else. And so yes, you do get sweaty, and my hair sweats, but I don't feel the need to wash it often. And even though my hair I sweat because of hot flashes, I don't get a sweaty smell or odor, a musty smell or odor to my hair. So I don't really worry about it. But I see a lot of people who wash their hair, you know, once a week, every other week. I've even seen people, wash it every few days. And guess what? If you're African American, you really don't need to wash your dreads that often. Because what happens when you regularly wash your hair in that manner, you're stripping the oils from the oils and the nutrients from your locks, from your scalp. And that's something that, can lead you to having a dry, itchy scalp, and then a scalp that lacks moisture. It can also lead you to the point where your locks begin to thin, and they become dry, brittle, and they break off. And that's not something that you want to experience. It's very heartbreaking when your hair begins to thin and it begins to break off. So you want to be mindful of not washing too often. But if you do decide to wash your hair, my suggestion is to leave those shampoos that's on the shelf at your neighborhood Walmart or Target or CVS and Walgreens. Leave those shampoos alone. All of those shampoos that you use when you had relaxed hair, you don't need to use those anymore, because you are a naturalista and you are a natural gentleman. So I'm going to hip you onto something that's really good for locks. And if you're interested in eliminating a lot of dirt and a lot of dust and things that find themselves in your locks, then this is for you. This is Dr. Bronner's 18-in-1 hemp peppermint soap liquid. Can you see that? Dr. Bronner's. I've been using Dr. Bronner's for about 26 years, and I've been using it for everything, but primarily for taking care of my my hygiene. But when I started wearing locks, dreads, I continued to use the shampoos that I was using when I had relaxed hair. And I wondered why I always had buildup when I would, whenever I washed my hair. Why did I have so much buildup in my hair? What was the deal on that? Well, the first reason why I had a lot of buildup in my hair, the primary reason, is because I used a lot of gels. That's number one. The second reason why I had a lot of buildup in my hair was because I used shampoos that left residue in my hair, and I also, on top of that, use conditioners that produce a lot of buildup. But once I started using and realizing that I could use my peppermint oil soap in my hair, the first time I did it, the amount of filth and phlegm that came out of my hair was astounding. The amount of residue and buildup that came out of my hair was just shocking. The second time I used Dr. Bronner's, the second time, I had even more buildup and residue and everything just coming out of my hair. I washed my hair probably maybe about 4 times, not in a week or so. On the fourth wash, of my dreads, I noticed a remarkable difference. I noticed that my hair was clean. I did. I did. I noticed that there was no buildup. There was no residue in my hair anymore. The Dr. Bronners had cut all of that and left my hair smelling great. And you can feel it working because it's peppermint oil soap, so it's tingling. It makes your scalp tingle. And just work, and makes a good lather. You don't have to use a lot, and it's all natural. And when I realized that Dr. Bronner's was basically all I needed, because after I used it, my hair was soft. And the reason why people use conditioners on their dreadlocks is because their dreadlocks are feeling crunchy and hard and brittle. And so you say, well, hey, maybe what I need is some conditioner. No, what you need is a good cleaning. And Dr. Bronner's peppermint oil soap does just that. Now, some people will use, or it's been suggested that you detox your hair and you use apple cider vinegar rinse. And this is for when your hair is going through some type of dryness, brittleness. You feel like maybe you have a lot of buildup in your hair and you want to detox it, I suppose. I haven't found the reason why people use the apple cider vinegar in their hair, but no, you don't really need to do any of that. You just need some Dr. Bronner's. Use the Dr. Bronner's. Don't put apple cider vinegar in your hair. Don't put any sea breeze astringent in your hair. If your hair is dry and you're noticing you have an itchy scalp, use the Dr. Bronner's on it. That might help. That might help. And if it's something serious, go see your dermatologist. But don't put your hair, do not put your hair in a sink full of apple cider vinegar, because what the vinegar is going to do is it's going to dry your hair. It's going to dry your locks. And so you'll have another set of issues that you'll have to deal with. Now, after I wash my hair with Dr. Bronner's peppermint oil soap, I go ahead and I oil my scalp. And I use hemp oil. And hemp oil is not the only oil that I use. I sometimes use almond oil. Sometimes I'll use a little vitamin E, and I'll put it on my edges. I do that because my scalp loves it. My scalp just absolutely adores it. After I finish washing it and it's tingling from the peppermint oil soap, a little hemp oil on the scalp goes a long way. And I notice that when my hair feels a little dry in the wintertime, a little hemp oil or a little almond oil does the trick. Just two simple things. You don't have to go out and spend a lot of money and buy a lot of product. You don't have to do any of those things. Dr. Bronner's oil soap, inexpensive, and you'll have it for a long time. And hemp oil you can find anywhere, or you can use coconut oil, or you can use almond oil. They're all good. Oh, and castor oil. Castor oil is really good as well. And that's how I keep my hair clean and moisturized and without the residue and buildup. But the most important thing that you have to understand is that when you are on this path, this natural path, this lifestyle, go all the way. Go all the way with it. Don't say you're natural and and begin this lifestyle and then go out and grab you some Suave and some Pantene. No, you don't have to do that. Don't do that. If you're gonna do this, go all the way. Go completely natural. And you will be happy that you did. Another thing that you can do when your hair is beginning to feel a little dry after you add a little castor oil or coconut oil or almond oil to your hair, use some rose water. You rose water spritz your hair. That's another thing that your scalp will absolutely love. And that's how you keep your hair moisturized. That's how you keep it conditioned. That's how you keep it healthy and soft. And right now my hair is very, very soft. It's not, hard. It's not brittle. It's very healthy because I keep my hands out of it. I'm not twisting it all the time and adding gel to it and doing all these things to it, over styling, because sometimes if you continuously styling your hair, what you're doing is you're beginning to you're going to start seeing the symptoms of over styling, and then your hair begin to feel it'll start thinning, and then next thing you know, it'll start breaking off or popping, as some say. Okay, so what did we go over today? We went over the fact that you don't have to really wash your hair often. You can if you're not out and about and you have a type of job where you don't have to, or employment where you don't have to, be out in the elements like that all the time, where your hair is coming into contact with the elements, then you don't have to wash your hair once a week or every other week. Every 4 to 8 weeks is fine. And if you're like me and you're an entrepreneur, you're an artist, you work from home, you can get away with washing your hair every 6 months. Truly, every 6 months. When you wash your hair, you don't need anything other than Dr. Bronner's peppermint oil soap. You can find this everywhere. You can find this at your grocer. You can find this at Walmart. You can find it at Target. And most importantly, you can find it at your local health food store. And it comes in lots of sizes. So this is a smaller size. This is about 16 fluid ounces. Go ahead, pick some up and try it out and see how you like it. After you wash your hair, do not use any of those conditioners. Conditioners are bad for locks. What conditioners have in their ingredients is a chemical that straightens the hair, or I should say detangles your locks. That is counterproductive to your lock journey, because you are locking your hair. You're not at this point trying to detangle your hair. So you say that I'm having issues with my hair. It feels dry. It doesn't have any moisture to it. It's feeling crunchy. We're going into the spring, so it's feeling dry. What should I do? After you wash your hair with Dr. Bronner's, get some hemp oil or coconut oil or almond oil or castor oil, and just put some in your hands and then put it in your scalp, your hair. Get it all in there really good, and then put some more in your hand, and then just put it on your locks. I guarantee you that your hair will begin to feel so much better. And it will not only feel better, but it will look 100% better, because it will be healthier and it'll be strong. So thank you so much for tuning in for this week's episode of Simply Nail. And if you have any questions about dreadlocks and this beautiful journey of ours, feel free to drop down in the comments and just fire off a question and I'll address it in the next video. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much and have a wonderful, wonderful day.